Ladies and gentlemen, our 5th professional bout of the evening. This featherweight contest will consist of 3 rounds of 5 minutes, all refereed by Neil Burskin. Now for our contestants. First off, fighting from the red corner, standing at 180 centimeters tall, weighing in at 66 kilos, representing Norway here tonight, it's Hussein Abbas Zade! And his opponent, fighting from the blue corner, standing at 167 centimeters tall, weighing in at 66 kilos, representing Ireland, it's Caolan Loughran!
This is going to be a bout from a Robin. Yep. What do you take of the body language of these two fighters at the start here?
So Caolan's doing exactly what he was doing. You'll see it the way he's standing. He was the way he walked into the center. He wants to, even the way you'll hit those gloves, you want to hit them hard. You want to make him think this is way different than what you're used to. And it really isn't. Yes, you're being punched and kicked in the face, and that's different. But combat is combat. And he knows, that's the thing. Abbas Zade knows how to fight. He knows how to fight in a particular way that if he gets the neck of this kid, he can choke him. And what he doesn't want to do is be affected by these gamesmanships. And he is slightly, because who wouldn't, right?
No, of course, there's a lot of theatrics going on here. So we have 3 5-minute rounds in this bout. Abbas Zade in the black trunks, and Caolan in those rather fetching zebra print, would you say, Robin?
I'm a fan. So when you look at this, what you're seeing from Caolan, there's many things you want to accomplish with, people will call them feints or fake punches with the hands out. All he's trying to do is make his man hesitate, and it's working, right? The answer for Abbas Zade is throw 3 of the hardest punches you can possibly throw at the middle of this guy's chin. But he's hesitating, and that's what Caolan wants.
So how do you manage the ring control here from Zade?
Well, I mean, this is not a bad start. Now you got a hold of him. And so this is good for Abbas Zade. At least he's in the fight now. He's not thinking about it. You know, it takes a minute or 2 to get into that state of flow. There's nowhere to go. There's no one to help us. We have to fight. And that's what he's doing. And it's perfect for him. But having said that, Loughran is a little demon.
Guys, I'll be surprised. I'm actually pretty surprised in a pleasant way by Hussein striking.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta punch. And when you punch, if you commit, you're better than if you don't. And that simple truth is in him. You know, that is a simple truth that he'll look back at this fight after. I'll do better if I commit to my punches. And he's doing it. See? That right hand, he committed.
He landed that. It was nice. Yeah. Does Zade need to move his back away from the cage here?
Not necessarily, because he's the guy who wants to grab. And all the fanciness that you're hoping will unsettle Abbas Zade is not yet doing it, right? Loughran has led him into this fight. And if I'm Abbas Zade, I'm happier now than I was 2.5 minutes ago.
What do you think of the way Loughran is managing the distance at the minute?
So that's a great choice by Loughran. All of a sudden, Loughran isn't committing to the distance, isn't committing to his hands. So when in doubt, kick the leg. Use your longest weapon against their closest target. Loughran is hesitating a touch himself. If he hits with one of these full commitment shots, it's going to hurt. But
it looks to me that he's trying to get more, like with the feints, he's trying to get a read on Hussein.
The thing about feints is, if the guy disregards them, eventually you just punch, right? So when I throw a feint at you, if I don't get a reaction from you, I should make the next one real. And he's not doing that. Now, he may do that as it unfolds, but a feint is not something that, we'll often hear coaches say, more feints, more feints. More, excuse my language, more shitty feints is not better than less. If they are not working, then the next goal is commit to your shots.
There's that Superman punch again.
Third of the evening.
Yes, I know.
Bringing it back, LFL, one event at a time. So we are almost 4 minutes down in the first round of this 3-round bout. It's It's been an interesting one so far, Robin. Seems very tactical.
Loughran is showing that he is super skilled. See, he's doing that now, what you do, which is, if he's not going to bite on my feints, make them real, right? Make the punches real. The point of a feint is to create a reaction or a hesitation. If what you're getting is nothing, then that means he's not defending. He's not responding, so you should be able to take free shots at him.
And is that little bit of blood we can see on Loughran's head?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
How would that affect you? Obviously, you can't see what's there.
Yeah.
Do you notice it when you're fighting?
So at first you feel the warmth, and then when you go to rub your hand, that's what he needs to do. Kid's warming up.
We're seeing him stepping up a pace now.
Yep.
It's true, but it was a nice jab at return.
Loughran's now trying the takedown. Maybe he feels like that would be a key to the round.
This looks intriguing, though, by Abbas Zade.
So
Is there
20
anything
seconds
here?
is enough time to get this choke. Loughran better be very smart here. 13 seconds. No, it's not there now.
So you have 10
Very
seconds.
smart by Loughran. He handled that beautifully. You got an Abu Dhabi regional champion on top of you with a partial guillotine. Loughran handled that beautifully.
And that is the first round done. Andrew, any thoughts on how you would score that one?
I think it's a very close one, but for me personally, the cage control by Loughran being the aggressor, I think for me, he just about takes it.
The key thing for us, and I always tell this to my friends when we're watching fighting and, when on podcasts and when we're chatting about things, the fun game is to try to think about what the judges would think, right?
Yeah.
So these three judges from these three perspectives who don't have all the information we have, what did they think? I betcha 2 or 3 of them saw the kid moving forward. Now, here in that first minute, you got a jumpy kid, right? And that's benefit to Loughran. But as that fight wore on, the punches that landed were for Abbas Zade. And so I think, Andy, I would agree with you. I think Loughran, I would give him the score. But if I'm a judge, with the information that I have, I might just see it for Abbas Zade as well.
It is a very close round indeed.
And there's an interesting point there. I don't know what your thoughts on it, Robin. Is moving forward, should that always be given for the points? Or if you're controlled and moving backwards, is that necessarily a bad thing?
See, that's a great question, because the answer is the better the judge is, the more experienced he is, the more he'll see them similar. But the less, and I'm not saying these judges, we have excellent judges here, but in some other places, when you have a less experienced judge, when they, quote, don't know the difference, they'll give it to the guy who's pushing forward. And so if all else is close, they may see that. But it's a very difficult one. I certainly would not tell either fighter, you won that round. I wouldn't necessarily say you lost that round either, but I would not tell them I think you won that round.
Would you, in fact, so you would just say, we don't know what that is, you need to go in like...
Yeah, or I'll just, a good coach will just grab your attention and give you the information you need. A good coach will not necessarily do everything by the book. It won't always be, I think you won, or I think you lost, followed by instructions. Sometimes they'll just grab your attention in the way that works for you in the relationship between the coach and the fighter.
We are 1 minute into the second round of this free round fight.
So, and having to expand on that, Andy, guys, I would suspect Loughran's coach said, let's kick those legs more.
Yes, it looks like he's going specifically for the calf. He's setting it up from a jab.
Yep. And now you start throwing the kicks. There's some more. Now he's switching his stance. So after Loughran kicked the leg, Abbas Zade switched his stance. That's an indication that maybe this guy's leg is hurt.
When does Abbas Zade have to start going for this takedown stronger?
That's the thing. It's like he has been going for it, but what he needs to do is get closer. If he tries here, he won't get it. So it's a strange... There are big punches closing the distance for Loughran. Loughran faked the takedown to dig a left hook to the ribs. Loughran's looking very comfortable.
How impressive was that sprawl?
Yeah, the response was excellent. But it was a left punch that was the big one. Loughran's, whether his corner or his own instincts, let's kick the legs and let's punch the body. And he's been doing both very well. Even the outstretched hands, that can, and they're looking for the counter right hand, the outstretched hands can be simply something he loves to do. It can be his quote thing, but it can also just be, hey, this guy's going to be really unfamiliar with this. I got a guy who loves jiu-jitsu, who's in his first MMA fight. He's going to be, his training partners don't stand this way. So that may be one reason he's playing it. It could also just be something he loves to do. Makes him real comfortable.
How do you go about countering that?
The interesting thing is, it's a little illusion for the human mind that makes you hesitate from moving forward. And you know what you want to do if you're Abbas Zade? You want to move forward. So those little hands out there, which subconsciously are just making you hesitate. And it's working great. Loughran's having an even better second round, I think.
Yeah, would you agree with that, Andy?
I would definitely agree on that. I think in this round as well, what we get to see on display is Loughran's fight IQ.
Yeah, he's made adjustments, right? Like adjustments. What happened in round 1 that made it? Maybe he won. He was doing well, but not as well as he's doing here. He started thinking, I'd sure love to punch this guy in the face and knock him down. Now, between himself and his coach, he's like, well, the legs are here, the body's here, the calf is there. You know, I can, and I'm making him hesitate. I don't have to knock him out. I can pick him apart and knock him out later.
We've seen about 4 leg kicks in 30 seconds from Loughran here.
Yeah,
he's chopping away.
If Andy and I both, and now a head kick, Andy and I both thought, I think I'd give it to him. We don't know what the judges did, but the judges are, if all continues like this, the judges are absolutely going to see it for him in this round. And that's what you want from a good fighter, is to get progressively better as more information becomes available.
So we have about 1 minute to go in this second round. Loughran is in the zebra print shorts. Abbas Zade is in the black. And so far, it feels like Loughran is up on the scorecard.
Yep, and he's kind of controlling it, and he's getting more comfortable. He's the more sophisticated guy in these outside distances. And he's really starting to feel that. You know, it's going to feel like he can do anything he wants as long as it stays out here. And if you're Abbas Zade, we have to try to get to the body and control the body.
Wow.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to go down with that, right?
Not that I blame him, considering his BJJ background.
Yeah, I'm winning up here. Imagine being, you know, Caolan Loughran. I'm winning up here, man. I'm not going down there with you. I think I've won every minute of round 2.
That's right.
You know?
There we go. So I think we've gone through the score a bit, but Andrew, what are we saying now? Are we saying 2 10-9 rounds?
Yes, I think that's a fair assessment. I'm starting to see a little bit more of Caolan's wrestling as well. Now, Caolan comes from Team Caolan. You know, he's training partner of Darren Till, and like those guys, they have their wrestling program it's second to none in UK.
You're right. And hey, if we were going back in time 9 years and just taking a narrative that was around, people would say, oh, you know, the British can't wrestle like the Americans or, you know, the Iranians. But that's just not true anymore, right? Like that's, again, just stuff guys in suits say at desks with hot lighting. That's not the truth, you know? And this kid, there's another thing that Darren Till's team has, and that's an ornery nature. That's that aggression. That's like, it's the perfect dynamic for him. You're in here against a skilled guy, a talented guy, a jiu-jitsu guy, and he just kept saying to him, this isn't jiu-jitsu. We're in a fight. I'm gonna break you. It's heavy, man. But here, if you're Abbas Zade, and they told you you'd be going into round 3 of this fight, you're not hurt, your legs are a little hurt, you're a little tired, but you can still win this, he would have taken that.
Of course. And we can see there from, I don't know if you caught it on the broadcast, but Loughran was standing in the middle of the ring, ready to go way before the bell rung. What does that tell you about his mentality, Robert?
So, one is that tells you about how he feels, but I think he's doing it to tell his opponent how he feels. It's not just a display of his comfort, it's a psychological chess piece that he's putting into the game.
Those high guard there with his hands. What's he trying to achieve?
Yep. Same thing. It's like we're distracting you, right? You know, and you and I were talking about this, the 3 of us, when we were having lunch. If you race cars and you see cars coming at you forward, backward, side to side, you get used to that. But if a car starts coming at you from the sky, okay?
He's got only a minute left in the round. He's got some time to work here.
Loughran's corner is screaming he won't get that.
And they were right.
And they were correct. So now there's a body lock. There's an overhook. See the left arm overhooking the right arm of Loughran. And there's a body lock. So both of those things make it a little easier to stay up here.
We can hear Caolan now talking here.
You can get cut there. It's cool to play games. Like, I get it. You know, especially you got to be authentic. This kid is a playful, energetic. He's an interesting kid. But playing that with an elbow, you can get cut.
And we can already see he's not from this particular one, but he does have a small cut on his forehead already. You don't want to...
Yeah, so he grabbed the cage, and he was and I'm not judging. He was well aware of where the ref was, so the ref didn't see him. When he felt the ref come around the corner, he let it go.
It's only cheating if you get caught.
That's right. That's right.
And so what do you think of that separation,
That's
Robin?
an interesting one. You don't see that too often, but I certainly understand it. Certainly understand it.
Yeah, you could argue Zade wasn't doing much work there, but is he at this stage? 3 minutes to go in the third round. He needs Abbas Zade needs to start gambling.
Yep. And at least you want to commit to your stuff. And I get it.
But guys, like, let's make a point here. This is Abbas Zade's debut here. That's a pretty impressive debut.
He's doing very well. He's doing very well. Not just technically, but psychologically as well. He's got a kid who came in here and said, "You don't belong in here with me." And here we are halfway through the third round, and he's saying, "You might be winning," and I believe Loughran is winning quite clearly, but Abbas Zade is saying, "Yes, I do belong in here with you." And good on him, man.
And how extra impressive is that, considering the fact he's probably had to add striking to his repertoire with the BJJ base?
He, you know, when he said yesterday, he said, "I just really want to try it."
Oh, drops him.
That was big.
I like it. I like it. Abbas Zade's like, "Come on, let's try it." And Loughran was like, "Ref, tell him to get up." And again, brilliant. Brilliant. Kick the leg. When in doubt, kick the leg.
And we have 2 minutes left to go in this third and final round. Loughran in the black and white shorts. Abbas Zade back against the cage in the black shorts.
Oh, spinning back fist. And you saw how Loughran responded? Even more focused. Ooh, Loughran is now closing the distance. He's not afraid that he's going to get tangled in a grappling exchange. He's closing in and committing to his punches.
This has been a very technical match.
Really cool fight, man. Really cool fight. If Loughran wins this fight, this is a fight you figured out how to win in an exciting way against a guy who is a extremely high-level specialist. And you did it perfectly. If Abbas Zade is to win this fight, he's going to have survived all that pressure for a minute to find a way to win it in the last. And both guys have put on a brilliant fight here.
Yeah, it would be an almost Ortega-style finish if he managed to pull off just a submission at the very end.
Yep. And I can't say enough, about Loughran, because he has fought brilliantly. And often when you have these ferocious, young, hungry guys, they don't. They just go. They go, go, go. And look at him, still managing the gap. Look, he's pushing to that orange stripe. See, we call that the track. Watch as he'll go back out to the track, and he'll control from there. Strike. Watch, he'll go back out to the track again. See? That is awareness of exactly where he is at all times. Look at his foot on the track. When you push your man to the fence, you know where he can go right now? He can go right, or he can go left.
Is that sort of spatial awareness? Is
Yep.
it taught, or is it taught even, or is it something that's just...
So some people will call it shoehorning. You'll literally push him in, and then where's he going to go? If he goes to his left, you throw your right hook or your right low kick. If he goes to his right, you throw the left weapon. And you just shoehorn him out into the gap, and you pick him apart. Andy, that was a sick fight for both guys, but really for Loughran.
Indeed, indeed. I really enjoyed watching that. That was just you know what? It was like a chess match. It was a technical masterpiece, back and forth. I think Caolan came in here with a game plan. We got to see it clearly, executed to perfection.
Yeah,
That's true.
Smart kid. Like, a lot of times, you will look at a kid like this on his way up and with a lot of hype around him, and people would be like, I want to see him go and blow out a guy. I want to see a kid like this master a 15-minute fight. And that's what he did. He got smarter as the fight went on. He gained more, he downloaded more data about his opponent and used that information to control the fight. And look here, it's at the track. If he moves to his left, you throw the right head kick or the right low kick. If he moves to his right, we're going to throw a left hook to the body. And here, you have to be smart here. You're all tangled up in here. I didn't like it when he took those elbows for no reason, but you also admire it. You also admire his grit.
It's a little bit of showmanship as well at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
A dangerous thing to try, but Okay, so I believe we are now ready for the announcement of the winner, so I'll hand you over to Jesse.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 15 total minutes of battle, our 3 judges have declared your winner by unanimous decision, fighting from the blue corner,